Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and this week we have the Valentine's Day event for Idle Heroes, and this is looking like a really unusual event, mainly because for free-to-play players, you guys get some amazing stuff, but spenders, it almost looks like it's terrible value to spend. However, DH Games have been very clever this week, and they're trying to break free-to-play players to make them spend. We'll be talking about more how they're doing that in the future, but let me advise you that this week is maybe not the best way for you to spend a lot of money in Idle Heroes. That's me talking to you big spenders out there. Maybe this isn't the event for you. Before we go ahead and look at the event though, let me remind you, if you need help with your Idle Heroes account, join us on Tuesdays for account reviews. You can join us through our Discord, which is discord.gg/MKxJUMP. There's a link for that in the description. And also be sure to join us at Twitch, twitch.tv/MKxJUMP, where I talk about your accounts live and help you with tips and tricks. A lot of our modern advice and the stuff that we're theory crafting gets spoken about on Twitch. Not a lot of it makes it to YouTube, because it normally takes some time and testing before we bring those theories to you guys. So if you want to keep up to date with our latest trends and thoughts about what good team building is in Idle Heroes, our streams on Tuesdays are the ones for you. That's going to be at 10 p.m. Universal Time, so just whack that into Google and find whatever that is for your time zone. You can join us then on a Tuesday, and if you want access to account reviews instantly, why not consider backing me on Patreon using the link up there in the top corner of the screen, and that will let you have permission to sign up on a Tuesday. So be sure to join us for that if that's something you're interested in. Anyway, enough about account reviews. Let's go ahead and check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. So immediately, this week is a Wishing Coin and Sky Labyrinth event, which means we're going to be getting ourselves 15 Mithril Pickaxes every day, along with a Super Wishing Coin. And funnily enough, Super Wishing Coins are actually, well, kind of useful this week. We'll be talking about that more later. And as well, because today is Valentine's Day, you're getting some extra gems and Super Wishing Coins as well. Very nice. Force War is making a return next week, so be sure to go ahead and sign up. Either sign up as an individual, which gives you a chance of joining more powerful guilds, or sign up with your entire guild. Now, one thing that's often recommended is not to sign up with the guild, because it makes leaving your guild and sorting out guild members a little difficult, so often guild admins prefer that you do an individual sign up. However, if you're very much secure in your guild and you do not plan on going anywhere, sign up with the guild. My best advice is to ask your guild leaders and officials first before selecting which of these to go for. Anyway, let's jump into the cool events. We have ourselves value packages here. These are giving us gems, mithril pickaxes, wishing coins, and charm treasure coupons. So interestingly, this is a solid value pack, as it does give you treasure coupons. I'm always looking for these when questioning whether to spend our contract story gems. So already, this is great, as this is one of the most reliable ways that free-to-play players can boost their treasure train, is by using contract story gems during these events. But should you? Well, that all depends on the Valentine's Day event itself, so we will go back to these later on. Either way, Sky Labyrinth is here, and Sky Labyrinth's rewards seem to be the same rewards we've seen in the past few months, where you actually can get a B- stone at stage 30, and some contract story gems at stage 29. Reaching that level is extremely insane, as it is an average of 20 or so Sky Labyrinth pickaxes every single floor, so you're going to need something like 600 pickaxes to reach floor 30, which is exceedingly unrealistic. Do bear in mind you are getting 105 pickaxes across the week for logging in, alongside an additional 40 you can buy here, and that's going to cost you 4,000 gems. So you can get 145 pickaxes for free this week. That's not including the additional pickaxes that you pick up by going through here, as there is a random drop chance for those. And it's important that you remember that number, as pickaxes are important for the Valentine's Day event. On top of all that, we have the mysterious chests. These are typically bad value nowadays, as we do encourage free-to-play players and budget players to save their gems, but this top package is always worthwhile, as it does give promotion stones and heroic summon scrolls for a very respectable price of 500. Many people will be attracted to profit orbs as well, as these are increasingly more important as profit orb events do become more and more frequent, and they are harder and harder to get, especially considering that wishing coins do also take a key spot here in the arena shop. So you can either choose to get profit orbs or wishing coins. And this is important for this week's event as well, as wishing coins are also needed for the Valentine's Day event. More on that in a sec. When it comes to the rest of the packages, these aren't too exciting and most people can happily skip these. 8,000 gems might seem okay as you are getting a hero chest from this, but there are much cheaper ways to get heroes, and in my opinion, the guild coins are not worth it. Relics do seem to have increased in value in recent months, mainly due to the fact they are used to upgrade deific artifacts, and they're also able to get you Demon Bell, which is becoming an increasingly rare artifact. So perhaps newer players may want to consider this, but I still think 8,000 gems is extremely expensive, and it's probably worth just saving them. But if you do have a glut of gems that you want to spend, and you are looking for hero copies, then maybe this is okay, but I do want to hit that with a massive asterisk and say for the majority of people, you should still not be buying this anyway. Lastly, we have the Wishing Fountain here, where you can use your Wishing Coins to get points, and you will get Super Wishing Coins and Prophet Orbs. And finally, for the bottom, if you get to 300 points, you're getting coupons, you're getting relics, you're getting a copy of Rogan, and some more Prophet Orbs. One important thing I want to stress is that in the Wishing Fountain, you actually only need to use 8 coins for 10 spins, as there is a bonus if you decide to do them as a bulk. So actually, to get 300 points, you only need to use 240 Wishing Coins, which makes it far less Wishing Coins than you'd think to make progress. And when you consider that Valentine's Day is also rewarding us for using Wishing Coins, that's when things are going to get a little bit exciting. So, we need to go and break down the event for Valentine's Day that uses all those things we've just looked at to get you big rewards. And how is this good for free-to-play players, and what have DH Games done to screw over spenders? Well, it all starts by figuring out how this event works. The first thing you need to know is that you use 10 of the hearts that we'll be accumulating this week to make 1 bit of progress per stage. Bearing in mind, we need 2 bits of progress to reach the diamond rings, and the diamond rings can be used in the mysterious sale to get the big boy rewards here. Stuff like stellar shards and sublimation, and even deeper down, you'll see stuff like destiny materials and deific artifacts also are available. So we're after the diamond rings. They're the key currency for this week. So to get 10 diamond rings, it's going to require you to spend 20 hearts. So that's the important ratio we're looking for. 20 hearts for 10 diamond rings. Now, part of doing this challenge as well is playing a game of Spot the Difference. The goal here is to see the differences between each of the pictures. And yeah, there are going to be things that you have to look out for and spot. So you can see here that the loincloth on Ignis is missing in this second photo. And you can see in this next one, she's missing her little face mask here. That's gone as well. There's other ones where her hair has changed color and loads of different things you can look for in the Spot the Difference. All you need to do is find what is different, and then you'll be able to progress the stage along with using those 10 hearts. So getting hearts is pretty straightforward. We just need to get points here in the Heartbeat quest. The annoying thing is 100 points is 10 hearts, and then, of course, you need to get another 10 hearts to get to 20 hearts to get you the 10 diamond rings. So don't confuse hearts with diamond rings. That's the first thing you need to bear in mind. Also, what's annoying is the quantity of hearts that you acquire changes. So you can see it goes 10, then 20, then 15, which is a really annoying number because you need to get an extra 5 to make that around 20. And then you see that 20 comes from this next one, and then the bonus 5 doesn't actually come in until 800 points, which means for that 15 to be worth anything at all, you have to reach 25. A little annoying. There is another way of ironing that out, but we'll take a look at that in a second. But let's go take a look at the point details to show you how to acquire these things. To start off, it's probably easier to go from the bottom and work our way up. So every time you get a 4-star or above tavern quest, you will get 1 point up to 25 times. So that's 25 super easy points that you can get just by doing 4-star tavern quests. On top of that, summoning 5-star heroes is going to get you 30, and that can be from summon circles, creation circles, fusing them, whatever works, as long as it's a 5-star hero. That should be relatively straightforward as well. 55 points available and up for grabs there. Combine that then with mithril pickaxes, and if you consider we're getting 145 for free, then that's a really easy 200 points that you should be able to get between these things. Remember, the 200 points is going to get you 20 heart-shaped gems, so that means free-to-play players, all just by spending the minimum of 4,000 gems in Sky Labyrinth, will be able to get themselves enough hearts for 10 diamond rings available here in the Genuine Lover. That is fantastic, because that means for 4,000 gems, you are getting yourself either a Core of Origin chest, or you can get yourself some Sublimation, Spiritual Essence if you need it, or even just 2 lots of stellar shards. That is a fantastic rate of return and one of the best free-to-play events we've seen in a while. No contract story gems needed, no wishing coins needed, nothing, just 4,000 gems. That is basically as free can get. We love this. The main thing you have to do, though, is log in every day. If you miss a login, you will not get those rewards, and you'll be forced to use wishing coins. So do not screw that up. So what am I on about with wishing coins? Well, you'll see for every 10 spins in the wishing fountain, so that's actually for every 8 wishing coins you spend, you will get 1 point. So to bump ourselves up to another level where we'll get another 20 hearts, we need to get to 400 points here. So that means we'll need to do 2,000 spins in the wishing fountain, which is another 1,600 wishing coins you'll need to use. If that's the case, that is going to get you some more hearts so that you can do some more stuff in the Genuine Lover, and you'll walk away then with 20 diamond rings. What you can do with those 20 diamond rings is go ahead and in this first selection, let's say you want some Core of Origin shards. You will then go for Stellar shards or whatever it is you need from here. Maybe you've not got yourself a Star Spawn yet and you want to get started with the Void Eggs because you're a new player. That's fine. Whatever selection here makes sense. Just always favor Stellar Shards over Crystals of Transcendence. A lot of people I've seen recently have been making the mistake of chasing Transcendence heroes rather than getting Stellar Shards, and I've spent a lot of time trying to fix their accounts in recent weeks, so just be warned, Stellar Shards are always better than Crystals of Transcendence, and it's very, very, very unlikely that you'll ever choose Crystals of Transcendence. I will say for the record, if you're wondering what the ratio of Stellar Shards to Contract Story Gems should be on your account, the nice rule I like to have is you want at least 15 million Stellar Shards for every 5 million Crystals of Transcendence. So that's a 3-to-1 ratio. So if you can do that on your account, then your rewards will look great across events, and you'll be making really, really good progress, and you'll have a great ratio of Stellar Shards for how many Transcendence heroes you have. Anyway, carrying on, let's go to this next selection. This is either going to be core chests if you need them, unlikely unless you're pushing for Destiny, or maybe you're trying to get your first core for Betty, as that would be my recommendation for newer players. Betty's core is excellent, and you literally don't need another core until you're worrying about Destiny, and that's probably not going to be until you've got 4, 5, 6 Transcendence heroes. So literally, just grab whatever 2 core chests you need for Betty's core and just focus on sublimation entirely, as that's really important. Or maybe you're looking to complete the Glory Challenge, and you might need a little bit of Spiritual Essence, but typically sublimation is the best pick. So let's say I want full active skill sublimation here. There you go. I can grab that. I can get some Stellar Shards, and that's only 20 diamond rings. So basically, if you spend 1,600 wishing coins or spin 2,000 times in the wishing fountain and do all the other free-to-play stuff this week, spend 4,000 gems in the Sky Labyrinth, it's very easy to get those 20 rings, which will allow you to get 2 lots of sublimation. As far as free-to-play events go, which require you to use wishing coins, that's pretty good. And the really nice thing is, if you don't have the wishing coins, it doesn't matter. Don't use them. Save them for a future event and just do the 4,000 gems and just get a little bit of sublimation, a core chest, or spiritual essence, whatever it is you need. And that, in my opinion, is brilliant. Maybe even you just want an artifact. Maybe you're just trying to get your first melodic strings. That's fine too. So there is a really, really solid way to approach this event with just 4,000 gems. Anyway, let's move on to the next section, because this is where things get really interesting. You might remember that if you go to 400 points, there's this awkward 15 gap. So you have 20, you have 40, you have 55, which means you're 5 hearts away from 60. Well, this is where DH Games are really, really testing their free-to-play players. They're saying, hey, yeah, you might be free-to-play, but why not spend $5? Why not just spend an itty bit of money? And you could have a heart-shaped gem. You could have 5 of them and get to 60 points. And that is one of the best deals DH Games have ever done. And that genuinely could break some free-to-play players and put some VIP levels onto their accounts. Why? Well, because that 5 hearts takes you to 60 points, which gets you 30 diamond rings, which, if you go ahead and spend wisely, will get you some really nice rewards. So let's go, for example, and say we wanted the core chest from here, we wanted the Stellar from there, I want another core chest here, and then we're on to floor 4. And this is where you can either get Destiny materials, and Destiny materials for $5, that is super cheap, or you might want to get an Origin artifact for $5. DH Games know what they're doing with this week. They are trying to break free-to-play players to make them spend. Very clever, very good value, and that is probably the best way to spend this week, even if you're a mid-spender. It's just really solid value. $5 just to get yourself a Deific artifact or some Destiny materials seems pretty good value to me. Maybe you might want to go with this middle one, but that's just Stellar Shards here. And I think, are you really going to pick Stellar Shards when you've got the choice for Deific artifacts or Destiny? No, you're not. You're going to go with either the Origin artifact or the transition material. So that, in my opinion, is the best grab. You might not want to go with the Origin material here. You could go with Stellar Shards there, and then maybe just bump Stellar Shards here in the last one. That could be fine as a pickup, but whatever you do, if you can, grab the opportunity to pick up either Destiny materials or Deific stuff if you decide to go to the relay here and spend that $5. It's not bad. It is very solid value, and I would probably recommend that for anyone that is willing to spend. It's the same price as a cup of coffee. Like, it just, to me, fine. You know what, DH Games? Have my money. That's cool. The things get really weird, though, when you consider fully completing the event, or at least to a degree that we would consider normal completion. I'm not talking about whales here who just buy absolutely everything. I'm talking about people who want to spend a decent amount to get a lot of rewards as effectively as possible. Well, first place we need to look at here is the plentiful gifts. We have 3 stages of rewards. Bonus rewards 1, 2, and 3, and this is very standard. We see this in multiple spender events. The first area is going to get you Cores of Transcendence, with a chest here as well that's either Stellar Shards or Crystals. You've got yourself additional bonus rewards that get you access to Transcendence Heroes, along with a chest here that gives you Sublimation, Spiritual Essence, or a core chest. And then finally, the big fat bonus rewards here on the end, which in total are giving you 1.5 million Scattered Spirit Vein Shards, or an equivalent amount of Aurora Gems. These rewards are phenomenal. To get to this level, though, you need 10,000 points, and that requires you to spend wishing coins. You get 1 for every spin in the wishing fountain, so you're probably thinking, wait, bro, do I need 8,000 wishing coins to get 10,000 points? Technically, yes, but you can use super wishing coins. So if you've got a massive stockpile of super wishing coins like I do here, that's 10 points. It is 1,000 wishing coins, in all fairness, to get to this level, but when you combine that with using normal wishing coins, and the fact that actually for spending, every dollar gets you a super wishing coin back, it's not that bad. You can also buy them with Starry Gemish items. I don't know why you would, but that is possible. Also, you can purchase them with gems for 150 gems if you are super desperate. You are also getting them as well from the relay, which may tempt you. However, we've talked about all the good stuff. How much does this actually cost? What does it require you to do? Well, to get to those bonus rewards, you need to go to the relay here, and each stage is unlocked as you progressively move through. Fortitude unlocks the first stage. You move on to Charm here. That doesn't get you anything, so you got to buy Calm to get the second stage, and then you got to keep on going until you finally spent a total of $130 to get yourself the Plentiful Privilege 3. Now, this is also getting you a lot of heart-shaped gems. You are getting 80 heart-shaped gems if you get all the way up to Energy. But herein lies another problem. 80 heart-shaped gems means that 5 heart-shaped gems we got here to iron out that odd number becomes irrelevant because it gets ironed out by other things you purchase, which takes it to a clean 80, which now means you're still going to have this awkward problem with the 15. So you now need to get to 800 points to iron that out. And if you do choose to push to 800 points, you are going to be picking up 120 heart-shaped gems from the Heartbeat quest, plus the 80 here in the relay, and that takes you to 200 heart-shaped gems, which is nice because it does get you 10 diamond rings for every 20, so 100 diamond rings. Now, as a spender, that may seem tempting, as if you consider 100 diamond rings, they're going to get you a lot of rewards. So if we work our way through, maybe you want some Deific artifacts, or perhaps you're looking for Destiny here, so you'd pick that in this level. When you get to floor 6, you have the choice of probably going with more Destiny here. I think that's your better option. Maybe you do want Sublimation. That could also be really good. Or maybe you have heroes that are at Nirvana level, and you're looking for Star Souls. They are also an option available here. So pick what makes sense for your account. Spenders looking for Star Souls definitely will be leaning towards those, though, as they are the most valuable thing available currently in the game. Then you've got the choice of, in this next section, to go with mysterious artifacts, void materials, or, funnily enough, a half price discount on origin materials. So let's just take that. I love a cheap little deal. Then we go to floor 8, probably just going to be getting origin artifacts here, or maybe mysterious artifacts. Maybe you need some scissors still, because you're looking for that to help you in the Star Expedition. Maybe you're still trying to get stuff like elusive mirrors, melodic strings. I don't know. It really depends on whatever you need on your account. At this point, you're a spender. You should probably know what you're doing. Why are you spending on this money if you haven't got a clue how to play the game? I say that tongue-in-cheek because I know there's a lot of people that do that. I know people that spend thousands on this game and haven't got a clue. But hey, you know, you don't know what you don't know. When we get to floor 10 and floor 11, that's going to be picking up Destiny materials here. That's completely fine. I always love to see those coming through. And then floor 12, probably in my opinion, I'd be getting the Star Souls here, but you could instead decide to choose something like Origin materials or Destiny materials if you needed it. That is going to take you to a total of 95 diamond rings, which means you can also spend an additional 5 in a bonus store that comes up and convert that to 1,000 contract story gems. That is good. That gets you some contract story gems back. And also, if you go all the way through here, there is going to be a bonus store where you can either get transition materials, origin materials, or Star Soul materials for free. Well, when they say free, they just mean, congratulations, you completed it, have some bonus rewards. So that's potentially really good. That is an opportunity to pick up 3 lots of Star Souls. However, there is one big issue with all of this. The fact that you need to get to 800 points. The only other way to gain points this week is with mithril pickaxes and wishing coins, because you will be capping out on these other things. There's no unique event currency. It is literally hard using mithril pickaxes. And if you look at the relay is not getting us any mithril pickaxes at all. So it is not helping towards that goal. The relay is simply just giving you heart-shaped gems. So herein lies the problem. If you go to the value packages and you buy every single value pack you can with story gems, which is already insane. That is way more contract story gems than we would normally spend on a big event like this. Normally, we're only buying the first 4 packages here for 7,500. Here, you need to spend over 9,000 contract story gems, and that is going to get you a grand total of, I believe, 304 pickaxes. So when you consider that you're going to get 200 points for free with your free mithril pickaxes, your 5-star summons, and your tavern quests, and you get 270 points from wishing coins, that's going to take you to a total of 774 points. That means you are 26 points shy of 800 points, which is so disappointing. That means you're going to have to high roll 26 additional pickaxes for free from the Sky Labyrinth. It is possible, it is just not necessarily likely, and that is a huge issue for spenders. I hate recommending spending when there is a random element to the event. Not to mention, this has you spending almost 2,000 more contract story gems than usual, and the worst part is, if you do not manage to get enough of the pickaxes, you are then forced to spend $10, maybe $20 on additional pickaxes down here. And that, for me, is a huge issue, because this event is giving you nothing more than a normal spending event with a mysterious sale. This is an advanced version of a glorious treasury. And therefore, this event is objectively worse than some of the great events we've seen, like Black Friday, Christmas, Chinese New Year, where they also had a similar spending structure. The difference between those events was all you needed to do was spend $130 plus 7,500 contract story gems, and that was more than enough to get the best rewards. Here, we're being forced to spend more contract story gems, forced into a situation where there is a random element, which means you might need to spend more money. And you've also got to do the issue of spending a bunch of wishing coins, which you probably may not have, especially when it comes to super wishing coins. So you may find yourself in a situation where you actually will not be benefiting from this week. I know a lot of regular spenders who are skipping this week because they're really worried about how many contract story gems it's going to cost them, and they are an extremely valuable resource. So in my opinion, even if you're one of the biggest of spenders, the best approach for you guys is to spend $5 on the Joy Pack and then just be done with it. There will be similar events to this one go ahead and engage with them. You can still use your wishing coins this week because wishing coins plus $5 is still getting you Destiny or a deific artifact. That is a great use of $5. It's a great use of wishing coins. In my opinion, it's just Destiny or deific artifact and be done with it. If you are going to plan on pushing this, expect that it's going to cost you more money than normal. Some people are okay with that. Some spenders are like, yeah, dude, I just keep throwing money at this game anyway. But personally, I think when there are better opportunities to spend less money for more rewards, that's when I go, no, I don't want to engage with this. There will be better events in the future. Now, the final thing, which I haven't mentioned yet, and that's going to be the last thing we cover today, is the Puzzle of Sweetness. This is a huge outlier with the event. This is getting you, if you go ahead and complete this, a Treasure Shard Painful Love. Nothing else. There's no heart-shaped things. There's nothing that benefits the Valentine's Day event. All of this is completely unrelated to the event. The only reason you would spend gems on this is because you want that treasure item and because you're happy with these random rewards. Yes, you're getting things like relics, dust, celestial island resources, and starspawn cores. All very, very solid rewards, but you are getting them at a cost of gems. So if you have 25,000 gems to burn, then sure, the resources here are pretty good. It's going to help you advance your celestial island. It's going to help you build your starspawns. It's going to get you relics. For some people, that's fine. If instead you're a budget or free-to-play player who doesn't have a lot of gems, then this is absolutely not worth it. There is no benefit to going in here. And you might think, oh, but I'm getting a treasure item. Well, let me show you. These treasure items aren't that particularly exciting. In fact, they're a direct copy of what we had during Chinese New Year. You see, this gives all damage dealt, some HP and attack. This one gives control immunity offset. And this one gives dodge offset. And this is only for PvP-related game modes, such as Interdimensional Arena, Trial of the Champion, Free Team Up Arena, Starland, or Force War. So all PvP game modes, nothing that will actually benefit you in things like Void Campaign or the Tower of Dreams or Aspen Dungeon. They're typically the ones we look for because that's the most fun as a player because you are actually getting personal progress in those modes. Instead, here you've got to compete against other people, which is often just a huge dick swinging contest, and these bonuses aren't even that ridiculous. What's really annoying, though, is I just showed you the Chinese New Year items. These items are exactly the same. It's dodge offset, it's control immunity offset, it's all damage dealt, and it's identical stats. Very, very lazy from DH Games. They've literally copy and pasted and changed the picture. I wish this was something different. If it was all these three things, but for Void Campaign, I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. Or perhaps just for Transcendence Heroes. That would also be interesting. But instead, it's a direct copy of what we had before, which confuses me. I don't know why DH Games would do this. Maybe it's just to try and get whales spending more and more money so they can compete in their wonderful competition of who has the biggest ding-dong. I don't want to engage with that. I'm good. You guys have your fun. But I think these treasure items suck. So personally, if you do get any treasure coupons this week, my opinion would be to go ahead and save them so that you can exchange them in the coupon replacement because Hero Token is coming really soon. And that is a very, very good treasure area because it gives you bonuses specifically for the classes of heroes. And when upgraded, gives you massive fixed stats. Look at that, 800,000 attack I have here for having 5,000 points in Hero Token. Lovely area. And you get some really good rewards. Look at that, dodge rate, 15% for rangers, which means my rangers are slippy boys. They are hard to hit. So in my personal opinion, I would use your treasure coupons for a better thing and not go for the Valentine's Day items, which means I do not plan on engaging with the treasure collection here. And that is the full event broken down, completed for you guys. For a quick summary, for those of you if you've forgotten, I think the best way to engage with this week's event is to just get your points for 5 stars for your tavern quest and for your free mithril pickaxes, which will take you to 200 points, getting you enough heart-shaped gems for 10 diamonds, which you can use to pick up just your minor rewards here at the top. If you can spend 1,600 wishing coins for 2,000 spins, which gets you 200 more points, which will get you 20 additional hearts, which you can then use to push to 10 more diamonds, which you can go for more sublimation here. If you're a spender, you can then throw an extra $5 on top of that to iron out the 15 you would have got from this weird tier here at 300 points, and that will get you another 20 hearts, which will get you another 10 diamonds, which means you can spend in floor 4 getting yourself either Destiny or a deific artifact. And for me, that is the best way to engage. Personally, I think the value packs here are awful value because you need to spend way more than normal to get similar rewards to other events. And I'm going to be waiting for a much bigger event in the future. And on the topic of big events, we are getting a new hero already. That's because Chinese New Year was a 2-week long event, so technically it's been a month since a hero release, even though it feels like it's coming pretty soon. We'll get a new hero, we'll be getting tons of additional summon bonuses, and I'm imagining GH Games will make this a pretty good event, so personally I think it will probably be better to use your contract story gems here, and even if it isn't, you can just save them for a future event. It's not like contract story gems are something people have too much of. They are something we want to always leverage to get the best rewards. This week doesn't give the best rewards, it's too expensive, and therefore I think it's a huge skip for most people. That said though, free-to-play players are getting some amazing stuff, and for just a humble 4,000 gems, sublimation or an artifact is ridiculously cheap. So a weird event, as it seems to be rewarding free-to-play players and screwing over spenders, which for most of you at home is probably good news. I'll see you next time, guys. Hopefully this breakdown has given you advice for the week ahead, and if you want more tips like this on how to best engage with Idle Heroes events, hit that subscribe button and join us every Friday where I will break down these events for you so that you don't make any mistakes in the weeks ahead and you maximize the value you can get with your money, your resources, and everything else in your Idle Heroes accounts. I'll see you next time, and of course, guys, have an amazing week, and happy idling.